Alright guys, so I finally got the guitar. Sorry about the noise here. It's funny, it supposedly arrived yesterday and they actually sent me the wrong guitar, which is ridiculous. And I thought I just had to live with it, and then surely enough, they actually sent me the right guitar today. So let's check it out, shall we? I was really upset because I was like, man, this guitar's already hard enough to find as it is. But they actually sent me the right one now. So let's take a gander. Oh, shit. Let me cut this end here. I'll probably cut this anyway. Alright, here is the guitar. Of course, you get all this stuff. None of it is really good, to be honest with you. The strings are okay at best. But yeah, not really getting nothing really in there is worth it, to be honest with you. So here's the standard GeariT box or bag, excuse me. It's whatever. It's not very good, but it's better than nothing. Okay. Looks like it is the right guitar based on the color past the cellophane. You know, we were going to rip in the middle here. Ooh. It's got a sparkle to it. And the frets are rounded off. The rumors are true. Ooh. It looks like a relatively deep scratch there. Hopefully the plastic caught that, because that would be unfortunate if that was past the plastic. Really nice silver though. And supposedly these pickups are pretty good. Supposedly. Sorry. So let's continue ripping this guy out. I think it's a plastic nut. Don't think it's bone. They call it synthetic bone. So that just means almost bone, but not quite. So, okay. It's got a lacquer on the back, so I will sand that off because I want smoothness all around. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Nice. Definitely a plastic nut. Let's see how it's cut. It seems to be cut fairly well, if I were to guess. No fret sprouts whatsoever. Yeah. Let's take a look at the back. This is a heavy guitar too. I hear it's about 9 pounds. It feels heavy. Like Les Paul heavy. Clean back. Gotta take this off. Looks like they got a skinny mini, guys. But this is a 2-point trim, so might be all right. Let's see. You know, even though I'll probably still sand it down, it doesn't feel as sticky as it usually is. It's a nice guitar. All right. So I gotta figure out, because I upgraded the guitar that I thought I was just stuck with Some of the parts for this I actually don't have anymore because I put them in the other guitar. I had some Fender noiseless pickups I was going to put in here, but I put them in the other guitar because I thought that's what I'm going to get, unfortunately. Really curious to see if this scratch here is just caught by the plastic. Let's test that. Because if it isn't, kind of sucks. Also, too, I bought a switch, a Fender switch, to replace with this. And, you know, I put that in the other guitar. So I don't have my Fender switch. This switch is good, though. It's very smooth. So let's see if this scratch here, if I remove the plastic, it just catches the plastic. Everything else I don't really care about. Okay, you see that? Okay, looks like it just cut the plastic. So that's good. So some people have to test that. Some people that were put reviews online, the gold's all scratched up, but they didn't remove the plastic. And yeah, 2-point trim. Looks like the saddles are improved. They're not those like fake Fender ones, because those have shorter saddles. So, all right, let's get to the next step. All right, guys, so got the guitar out of the box. First step in the process is going to be to cut the strings, take the plastic off, and then switch out the tuners. The number one thing of negativity I heard on this guitar is that the tuners are trash. So we'll be doing that. I will be replacing the string trees. Unfortunately, not all of them will be with Tusk. I'll probably just swap out the last one and put the Tusk nut that I had on the Fesley. So take that out, put that in here for the B and the E, and I think that'll be enough stability. And then the tuners, I have the vintage Music Lily ones. This will have those because the other guitar was regular 10mm. This is 9mm, 9mm as far as the holes go. So let's do that. First step, cut the strings. Okay. All right, strings are off. The fretboard is really dry. I do also need to check if any of the frets are higher than another. Before I do all of that, though, gotta change out the string tree, put the Tusk in there like I mentioned, and then take these awful tuners off and put the Music Lily ones with the split shaft. Should be much better tuners, so let's do that now. All right, got the new tuners on there. So now I'm gonna use some sandpaper just to get some of this gloss off, because no one likes a super glossy neck, or at least if you want to be a fast player or just not have it stick. You don't want all that, so we're going to sand that down. All right, we got that down, so definitely more satin feel. And let's flip this sucker over and do the fret rocker. Surprisingly, I did the fret rocker and all the frets are level, so that's awesome. That just means I have to clean the fretboard. Probably polish the frets just to be certain, and then I will put the oil on the fretboard so kind of lubricates there. All right, so frets are polished. So the neck, I think, is about done. And then these are the tuners I installed. So the split shaft, 9mm, so they fit right in with the sockets. So I didn't have to replace the sockets, really. And let's get the electronics, see what we got. All right, got the holes off. Man, definitely made a deep indent on the screws. I might have to put some toothpicks in there just to re-drill it in. See what we got here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Not looking at my feet. Wow, it smells like paint. It smells like they just put this guitar together. got here? Decent switch. Definitely a decent switch. And this is the push-pull. Now, in a lot of the videos, it makes a loud noise when you're pulling. Part of me is thinking about just switching out that tone knob for just a regular knob. I don't really do push-pull stuff. I am going to put different knobs on here. So that might be a determinant, but I don't know. If I'm actually going to use that, I might have to do the speed knobs. Regular old humbucker. Might be the reason for being microphonic. And these are some decent magnets. Obviously, these are ceramics. Some pretty thick magnets, though. So, there's that. As far as what I'm going to use to replace, I do have a Pure 65 vintage for the neck. Of course, you can use it in all positions, but I'm going to use this guy for the neck. It's going to sound good, obviously. It's a single coil, so 60 cycle hum evilness will happen, but it's a Fender 65 vintage, so it'll sound good. I might just leave this pickup in for the middle, or I'll swap out with the Alinco. Actually, I might do that. I'll do the Fleor Alinco, see if the cover will fit. And then for this, I'm actually gonna roll with, might surprise you guys a little bit, I'm debating if I want to do the Gibson humbucker that I mentioned earlier in the video, or do the Fesley humbucker that usually comes with the 350M. This is a good bridge humbucker. It's pretty solid. The sound is really nice from it, to be honest. It might be slightly hotter with all of these together. That's my only concern. Then obviously, there's this guy. So, I might just roll with the Gibson. I'm just going to roll with the Gibson, guys. I can always swap it back, right? So, yeah, I'm just going to roll with the Gibson, but I will switch this out with a Alinco 5 instead of the ceramic for the middle. And then obviously we'll have the American Vintage 65 here in the neck and the Gibson for that. So, yeah, and I'll have to swap all that stuff out. So, and I'll probably put a regular tone knob in. So I'll do that now. All right, so change of plans. I did do the Vintage 65 here. This is actually a Fleor pickup, but it is an Alinco 5. So better than the ceramic, or it should sound clearer in theory. And I went with Fesley just because the white, I feel like it matches this a little better. I did go with the black knobs, speed knobs. I just really like how that contrasts. And I'll probably do a white switch just to combat with these. It might look slightly funky, but I think it's going to be pretty dope. And then I am going to be adding copper tape to this, since obviously 2 of the 3 pickups are in fact single coil. So should help with the 60 cycle hum slightly. And then on the back, I need to get a piece of a string in there. Yeah, we'll check out the bridge. I know it's a small one, but we'll check it out anyway. So this is before, just for reference. Yo, after. Copper taped up, and I put some popsicle wood in those holes there, so when I drill it back in, it'll be be able to keep the actual pickguard together. So we do that. All right, now it's looking pretty good. So I got this is American Pure Vintage. I think Seymour Duncan SSL vintage, but it's the same. This pickup is emulating the American Pure Vintage, at least in my mind. It sounds almost the same. And this is the Alinco 5 from the Fleor. This is the Fesley humbucker, which I love. White knobs there, and then the black switch, because I couldn't find the white one. I don't know where it went. It might have just been black the whole time. I don't know. Once again, smooth. And the split shafts. So last thing I have to do is put strings on these. I repeat, not putting the GeariT strings. So I have to go get my hybrid slinky strings because that's what I use. And we'll do a test for how everything sounds. All right, guys. Sorry I have my head cut off here. I want to show you more of the guitar than myself. So this is what we got here. So we got the Fesley bridge humbucker, which I love. I think it's a great intonality. It's a really great tone. I think it's a really nice, well-rounded humbucker. So if you have your 350 and you got the humbucker, you're doing a Parkcaster thing, you're trying to figure out what to do, what parts, hold on to this humbucker, put it in something else. I think it's pretty solid. The middle is actually part of a Fleor loaded pick guard setup. So it is Elenco 5. So I took out the original ceramic and installed that. And this is actually an American Pure Vintage 65. It says Seymour or Duncan because it's based off of the VSSL. The SSL 5, I think, is supposed to be a make of that. It's just I took that cover off because I wanted just a plain white one on a different guitar. So whatever, it's still American. It's still an American pickup. So whatever. So yeah, have that installed. Really nice warmth. Obviously, as you guys saw, I feel like the copper tape really is making a difference here. And I put the knobs back. And then I found a black switch because I couldn't find the original white knob that came out of the box. I literally don't know where it went when I was working on everything. But it looks like everything works. I will say, if there's anything, and of course this isn't a super surprise, but just to emphasize, the neck on this guitar feels really good. It feels like I'm playing a much more expensive guitar. I'm dead serious. And this is actually without it being because I did the polish on the frets, but I need to sand some gunk off of there. Forgot about that. But this is even without me sanding the gunk off of the frets themselves. Plays really nice. They really nailed the profile. I think that's really the biggest win. They nailed the profile on this guitar. It's very comfortable to play. Yeah, they nailed it. Because I can even just playing it and having my thumb and ring finger part of that, my hand kind of moving around the fretboard. It's very comfortable. I did sand off some of the lacquer off of the neck, just a little bit, not a whole lot, where it's like I'm cutting really into the parts, but feels really good. So I do recommend a light sand off if just so it feels even better. And then the split shafts, they work like a charm. These are the Music Lily ones. They're like $20. Get them. Replace the old tuners because the split shaft where I put it in and string it, I'm getting a whole lot more tension, really sustaining, really keeping the stability of the tuning. It's because the other ones they just don't have it, and I really feel like they're just bad tuners, But I think the split shaft is really making all the difference, literally, because these are $20 tuners, and they're working great. Okay, so forget brand nonsense. There's great tuners without a brand attached to it. I.e., why I have this whole channel because of these type of guitars, right? I have a string tree here. This is a Tusk one. I think it's doing a great job. I didn't really feel like I needed to have this particular string tree here. But obviously the B and the E's, I felt that it was necessary. This is a killer guitar. So let's do clean. I'll do the distortion. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your day here. I have my whole setup here. I'll probably actually let me just I'll put a picture in on the side or something for my pedal board for what I'm working with. Really nice tone. I got to do a Tone Doctor video too about that in more detail. But this is clean. And even like, I mean, obviously the amp is away from you guys. Not too much noise. Not too much noise with the copper. So happy about that too. The volume is down significantly on the pedal, just so I don't blow people's or on the pedal versus and i.e. the amp, so it's not blowing people's heads off with the sound. But so that is position 5. Let's go to the split. Both of these. I really feel like it makes a difference. I'm glad I swapped out the Elenco 5. I feel like it just matches really well with that tone. Do the middle. It's nice. I'm going to do middle to humbucker. And the bridge. Alright, I'm going to throw on the TC Electronic Mojo Overdrive. Really love this overdrive, actually. I think it's pretty dope. Alright, this is position 5. I think I'm slightly out of tune. I apologize for that. Let me do the bridge, because to the bridge. So yeah, man, this is a good find. If you do find this guitar, and if you have gear acquisition syndrome like I do, buy it. It's absolutely freaking worth it for $98. I mean, this can definitely be a great guitar to have as a backup for your main, or if you're looking for a main. I think this can actually do the job if you add those little adjustments, right? One thing really quick too before I turn off the video. These are the same saddles. You guys know me. I switch out the saddles constantly. And it's not perfect, but it's set up to play as far as the saddles. And the intonation is pretty good. So I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, it just saves me a lot of time. 2-point bridge does the job. So I appreciate that, GeariT. Thank you. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about GeariT, but they're doing something that's pretty sweet. And I don't know if this is ash. Suppose this is an ash body. No idea. It is a pretty body, though. It has a sparkle to it. But yeah, overall, I'm just really happy with this. I'm starting to sell some of my guitars to let you guys know as well. So some of my prior podcasters that I either have a video for the channel or for they don't. Link in the description if you're interested. Fortunately, not selling this guy, but I have made some pretty sweet podcasters. There is a white Strat type guitar with a red tortoise shell pickguard. I brought it to a jam session last week. It was a rehearsal. Last week, all my guys were like, whoa, what's that? Like, that guitar looks dope. And then we jammed on it. They're like, this sounds really great. So if you're looking for a Strat, not pay too much, check it out. But anyway, J Power Music. I'll catch you guys next video. Thanks a lot.